So Burnley's new signing, Lyle Foster, has been having a great season so far. He scored a couple of goals, so today we'll be taking a look at his game. Lyle heavily depends on his power up front. On 1v1 situations, he turns, puts the ball behind the back of the net under challenges most of the time. There again, you see him in the international, warding off the challenge and backing into the back of the net. There you see him again in his earlier days. He does have a bit of pace on him. When he turns and moves, he can technically pick a spot and bury the back with the ball into the back of the net, most time clinically. There again, you see him tussling for the ball, finishing off his trademark right foot. That's his stronger and preferred foot. There, weaves through defenders and puts it in. Since it's actually important to note that when he's in the box, in the box, he's a difficult challenge because it's hard to muscle him and you need to use a great deal of force if you're going to get to him. Most of the time his conversion is in the box. Also, you can use his left foot though. There you see in this clip, riding the tackle of the defender and the goalkeeper at the same time. I have to say, he does lack a bit of creativity and he does seem a bit jumpy on the ball, especially when he plays against high-grade defense. Also good on second balls and he has great awareness, great reaction time. You see him there, bring the ball down and taking it through. Aerially, Lyle Foster, it's difficult to find footage of him scoring off with his head or controlling, but when he does, you do see the level of confidence he displays, and he has scored a couple of those goals. Now, the key thing to also note, and which I think is a key asset for any team that has Lyle Foster in its game, it's that he can press high up front and even in the middle of the park. You see him challenging for the ball and actually getting a lot of turnovers from the opposition. And when he has, like even when you see him going up against the likes of Kyle Walker, like in the EPL of the season, he gives them a run for their money and he really presses and in times forces decisions and turns overs. As you see, like when in one of his games against City recently, there in the 2023-2024 season, he proved to be a real handful. He doesn't always win the ball, but he does cause situations and creates a couple of chances for himself as well as others. But he's instrumental in the park, as you can see for the most part. Lyle Foster can also drop a bit back and do a help with defensive tasks whenever it's necessary. He's also great at possession game. Like we mentioned before, the physical aspect of his game is great. He's not a player who gets a lot of turnovers. When he's on the ball, you trust him to keep it. He fights for the ball. He is that element of strength and combativeness about him. So for Lyle Foster, in terms of style of link-up play, like you see the quality of his final pass, usually when it's setting up the final person who's going to make a score, if it's not him, is a bit poor. Maybe you would expect it of centre forward, since he's usually in a position to just be the one who's striking at home. That, like you see there, but the little 1-2 exchanges, like usually in the box, he's great at them, and for the most part there's conversion. Even outside, if he gets the pass himself, he's usually able to convert. He's built up for the most part. He's like when he picks up on those loose balls and makes the pass, usually he leaves the other player with a pass which usually requires them to make a bit of work. It's not like that killer pass which takes out the defenders. Maybe that's also coupled with him having still to improve his game in that aspect. He's young, he's 22, he's still got time. Build up passes though, like you can see in that clip there from the center of the park, he does an exchange, pushes forward. He's that player who makes a pass and runs into space, like it's the typical striker's instinct. Maybe we can let him off the hook with that regard. But if he's really going to reach those Champions League levels, he's going to have to improve and work on that aspect of not being the final killer striker, but having up an assist. His numbers could really go up in that regard. He's still got time to improve that aspect of his game. Also on creativity, I don't see him ranking up there with fine strikers maybe like Eto'o's. He's more of a Drogba. I'd like to think He retains the ball, those little passes, improves himself, his creativity level, especially his pressure, is a bit low. Lyle Foster is also a penalty taker, though this role we would mostly see him do for his country. So in summary, I would say Lyle Foster is young, he's yet to improve. I think we'd expect a lot more for him in the EPO. I expect that with great coaching, he might actually be traded up to the bigger teams over the next couple of seasons. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoy this analysis. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.